Hi friends, welcome to another video of Anand Study Hub. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe the channel and click the bell icon for the further notifications for the videos uploading in our channel. The next topic of this chapter is why was Europe called as a patchwork of different countries in the 18th and 19th century. And this topic is very important topic, and Europe was called as a patchwork of different countries at that time because the people of Europe did not share a common culture, and the different people in Europe belonging to different social groups spoke different languages. So due to this reason, Europe was called as a patchwork of different countries. So to know more about the reason why Europe was called as a patchwork of different countries, we can look at an example, and the example is Habsburg Empire. And this example is very important example, and while we are saying about the Habsburg Empire, it includes the regions of Austria and Hungary, and the major regions of the Habsburg Empire is Tyrol, Austria, Sudetenland and Bohemia. And in this region, the aristocracy or the members of the high class family spoke German language. And in the other regions of the Habsburg Empire, such as in Lombardy and Venetia, the people often spoke Italian language. And in the other areas of the Habsburg Empire, such as in Hungary, half of the population spoke a language called Magyar language, and the other people spoke a variety of other languages. And at last, in the regions such as Galicia, the aristocracy or the members of high class families spoke Polish language. And at last, the other nationalities who lived in the Habsburg Empire was Slovaks, Slovens, Romans, etc. So it is the reason why Europe called as a patchwork of different countries in the 18th and 19th centuries. So the next topic of this chapter is major social groups in Europe. So the first and the major social group in Europe is aristocracy. Aristocracy is the members of high class family in Europe, and the aristocracy is the most dominant class in Europe. And another important feature of aristocracy is they own large estates in the countryside, and they also own houses in major towns of Europe. So these are the major features of aristocracy. The second major social group at that time was peasants, and the majority of the population of Europe at that time was peasants. And another important feature of the peasants was in the western part of the Europe, the land was owned and cultivated by small farmers, and at the same time in the eastern and central part of the Europe, the land was owned by the landlords and it was cultivated by small farmers. The third major social group in Europe was commercial class, and this commercial class emerged in Europe after the industrialization. And the major feature about this commercial class is that they were concerned about the production and distribution in the market of Europe. And the last major social group in Europe was working class, and it included businessmen, educated people, etc. So these were the major social groups in Europe. The next topic of this chapter is liberal nationalism, and this topic is very important topic. And firstly, the meaning of the word liberalism means freedom. And there are mainly two types of liberalism. The first liberalism is political liberalism, and the second one is economic liberalism. So firstly, while we are saying about the political liberalism or the political freedom, it is the freedom of individual and equality before law. And another important thing or the demerit of the political liberalism adopted in that period in Europe was according to the political liberalism, the right to vote was only given to the property owning men. It means that the men without property and women were not allowed to vote in the elections. The next one is economic liberalism. Economic liberalism or the economic freedom included the abolition of government restrictions on the movement of goods and capital, And secondly, when saying about the economic liberalism, it also included the abolition of custom duties and custom barriers. So these are the major difference between the political and economic liberalism. So next we can learn another important thing related to the economic liberalism or the economic freedom. It is called sovereign. Sovereign is the union formed by the commercial classes on the German speaking area, and it is formed on the year 1834, and the members of the sovereign demanded for abolition of custom barriers, and they also demanded for the uniform measurement system in Europe. So these are the major features of sovereign. The next topic of this chapter is conservatism. Conservatives are those people who strongly believed in the traditional institutions such as monarchy, church, social hierarchy or social division, property, family status, etc. Another important thing about these conservatives is that they strongly believe that the monarchy can be strengthened by having a modern army, developing economy, and an efficient bureaucracy or a government with efficient higher officials. So these are the basics that we should know about conservatism. The next topic of this chapter is Vienna settlement, and it is one of the most important topic of this chapter. And the Vienna settlement took place in the place of Vienna in the country Austria, and the Vienna settlement took place in the year 1815, and it is attended by the representatives of those countries which collectively defeated the Napoleon Bonaparte. And the representatives came from the countries of Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. And the Vienna settlement is organized by the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. So the countries who attended the Vienna settlement made a treaty, and the aim of the treaty was to prevent the France from further expansion. So next we can learn about the measures taken in the Vienna settlement to prevent the expansion of France. So to prevent the further expansion of France, firstly, in the northern part of France, the country Belgium was added to Netherlands to make a larger country to prevent the expansion towards the northern side of the France. And in the eastern side of France, the Russia was given a part of Poland, and the country Prussia was given a part of Italy to become a larger country. And in the southern part of France, a region called Genoa was joined to another region called Piedmont to make a bigger region. At last, the country Austria was also given a part of Italy to become a larger country. So these are the major measures taken by the countries who attended the Vienna settlement to prevent the further expansion of the country France. The next topic of this chapter is revolutionaries. So before studying about the revolutionaries, we should know the reason of formation of revolutionaries. So the fear of repression forced the liberal people of the Europe to form the secret society, and in this secret society, the revolutionary ideas were trained among the people. So next we can learn about a famous revolutionary in Europe, and his name is Giuseppe Mazzini, and he was a member of a secret society called Carbonari, and he also organized a revolution at a place called Liguria. And the major two secret societies found by him are Young Italy and Young Europe. The secret society Young Italy was set up on the place called Marseilles, and the secret society Young Europe was formed on the region called Bern. The major aim of Giuseppe Mazzini was to unify the Italian speaking areas in Europe together, and inspired by his activities, the secret society was formed all over the world. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts or suggestions based on this chapter, please comment on the comment box. Don't forget to like and share this video. Bye all. See you in the next part of this video.